Good morning to all. Today, let's discuss about another topic, that is about why should forest be protected. So in the last class, we learned about forest and we learned that it is a valuable natural resource. We learned about the uses of forest. Then today let's learn why it should be protected. What is the reason why we should protect forest? So many years ago, the land on the earth was covered with forest regions. So what happened is, as human population increased, people started clearing the forest for different activities, for growing crops, for building homes, for constructing roads, etc. So what happened to these forests? The people started clearing the forest. Large number of trees were cut down. So the land area that was covered with dense forest became open spaces. So what happened to these plants and animals? They became homeless. So people started clearing out the forest for their different activities. The animals that lived in forest become homeless. We learned that many kinds of animals live in forest. Cheetah, lion, tigers, they were very common in many parts of India. But today, cheetahs are not found in India. Then what about lion? Lions are found only in the Gir forest in Gujarat. Then what about tigers? Few tigers live in certain forest region. So by clearing the forest region, it greatly affected the plants and animals. Most of the animals lost their habitat. So we know that forests are natural resources. They are valuable natural resources. And it helps us to conserve our ecosystem. It provides us with food, shelter, habitat, etc. So forest is a resource. It is a natural resource that helps us to conserve our ecosystem, and it provides us with food, shelter, habitat, etc. So we need to protect them. We need to protect forest as it conserves our ecosystem by providing us with food, shelter, habitat, etc. So if proper steps are not taken, what happens? The remaining forest regions will also be destroyed due to human activities. So we should take proper steps in order to avoid the clearing of forest regions. So otherwise, plants and animals become homeless. What happens if all the trees are cut down from the forest? The land gets barren. So what happens to a barren land? It can cause soil erosion. So we know that the trees can prevent the soil from getting eroded. So we should protect forest. It is our responsibility to protect forest. Now let's learn who protects forest in India. So forests are protected and owned by the government, and they are done by the implementation of Forest Conservation Act. So these protected forest regions, we call it as wildlife sanctuaries or national parks. So you all might have heard the term wildlife sanctuaries or national parks. So where animals are protected. So what is a wildlife sanctuary? So it is an area of land where the animals and their surroundings are being protected. Then what about a national park? So national parks are parks that are used for conservation purposes. Then what about birds? So even birds need to be protected. So for that we have bird sanctuary. So a bird sanctuary means it is an area of land where the birds are protected and they are encouraged to breed. So that is a bird sanctuary. In this protected region, nobody is allowed to kill animals or to harm animals or to remove any plants or trees from the protected regions. So it is restricted. It is highly restricted. Then a marine sanctuary. It protects rare marine plants and animals. In page number 142, you can see the picture of India map. It gives us information about the important national parks and wildlife sanctuaries in India. So you can just go through it. You can see the references box there. So it tells us about the states in India where we have national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Then in page number 143, let's see the keywords. A renewable resource. So what is a renewable resource? A resource that is continuously renewed by rapid natural process. We call it as renewable resource. A resource which can be renewed by natural process. Then a non-renewable resource. So what is a non-renewable resource? A resource that has not been renewed by natural resource, which is available in limited amount. Then pollution. Making the air, water and soil dirty by adding harmful substances mainly through human actions. That we call it as pollution. Then you can see the box, remember, Our Green World. So that is the name of our chapter, and in this chapter we learnt about renewable and non-renewable resources. Then renewable resources, water, air, soil. So these are renewable resources, resources which can be renewed by natural process. In that we learned how we can prevent pollution. Then we learned about needs conservation. Then we learned trees, forest, animals. All these are renewable resources. Then we learned produce food, clothes, paper. So all these materials, all these substances are biodegradable. So what are biodegradable substances? So substances are objects that can be decomposed by living organisms and thereby it avoids pollution. So such objects or things we call it as biodegradable. Then we learned non-renewable resources, that we learned crude oil, coal, metals, all these are non-renewable resources which are available in limited amount, which cannot be renewed by natural process. Then it produces plastic, glass, chemicals. Then all these are non-biodegradable. So what are non-biodegradable substances? They are not capable of being broken down by the action of living organisms, which can cause pollution. So this is all about our chapter, Our Green World. I hope the chapter is clear to you. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, thank you.